welcome in this week's vlog. A very short episode this week. You probably will be able to notice, but I'm absolutely loaded. Had the flu. Actually, I thought it was a cold, but I think it's genuinely the flu, and it's turning into a bit of a chest infection now. So yeah, it's been going on for about 4 or 5 days now. Um, so yeah, the week started quite well. In fact, Thursday and Friday, I was hoping to get to the allotment. On Monday, I was here in the garden planting some bulbs. And yeah, fortunately, Thursday morning or Wednesday, I started feeling rubbish. And since Thursday, I've been floored. Everything's been delayed. Hardly anything happened. I've just been in here. So you might have noticed I've rigged up the light up there and there at the bottom as well. Just because I needed to get that light rigged up. But apart from that, that's pretty much all I've been doing. I came in here, I did the watering, but that's literally all. I just hate when weeks are like this, like feel like I wasted my time. And it's had a time, it's not usually busy, but there are still definitely things that can be done. Um, Actually, what been annoying me the most is from the house, I could see the shelf up here at the back, and all I could see is that I had a mat and a half which are on with nothing to heat up. They are meant to be for things that I was gonna sow earlier on in the week. I've not been able to do a huge amount, sadly. So um could try to catch up a bit before the week finishes. I'm still gonna be able to get the sewing done, and although I'm not feeling too great today yet, I'm, shouldn't take me more than an hour. Then I'll head back to bed. But let's have a look anyway at what we've been doing this week. In the bed right there on Monday, I have planted, give or take, about 300 bulbs. So it doesn't look like much, but it was actually quite hard work. It was a backbreaker as well. So yeah, glad I got it done. It's obviously very late in the season to get this done. It should have been in autumn. I got them reduced in B&Q. Those ones that were like between 40 and 75p, something like that per packet of seeds. They might not be coming at all this year, but as you can see, there's already some bulbs coming through. There's already obviously the crocuses in there, and there's tulips. But unfortunately, the tulips at this point are so old that they've crossbred, and instead of having some nice defined colors, I've got just kind of a peachy color tulip all around. But it's better than nothing for this year, and obviously in spring, and I will definitely do it in spring this year. I will get some more bulb, but this year obviously I will focus on the later bulbs, so like the tulips. I might actually get a few hyacinths as well. I quite like hyacinths, so there will be some earlier one as well. But yeah, mostly I will get some tulips and some later bulbs, and then I also have some summer bulbs already in there. So all in all, I should have a decent display. It's in transition just now, that space. I've replanted quite a few shrubs in there, basically all cuttings that I could get my hands on. So yeah, a lot of small plants which will grow bigger eventually and fill up the space, and then this alongside the bulbs I should fill up the space quite nicely, but it's very much in transition just now. It's just so it looks a bit nicer. And if you've been watching the plot tour, obviously you know that I have also put out to chit my first early potatoes. Well, I also have my second early now in boxes. Obviously, I've not done any filming for this because I mean it's just literally putting potatoes in a cardboard box. It's not overly interesting. So um, I've got my Maris Piper here, which will be my second early. So I'll have my Casablanca and my Swift as my first early, or my Swift as my first early, and the Casablanca as my first early. Then I will have, as my second early, I'll have the Maris Piper. So I've looked out the seeds. So let's just pretend it's last week. I was meant to do all those last week, and I've got more to do this week. But obviously, as I was flawed, let's just pretend it's still last week. So I will be doing my sweet basil, traditional sweet basil. The next one we'll be doing is sweet pepper. Those ones are red cherry. Actually, the pepper I'm doing this here, it's a first try. So the red cherry, I've been reading an awful lot. So I usually do a mix of bell pepper and chili pepper. The thing is, the bell pepper, the growing season is too short. So I don't tend to have any results whatsoever here. Um, the chilies tend to be okay towards the end of the season, but it's really difficult to maintain them, to keep them alive, to keep them pest free, and the results are overall quite poor, I would say. They do grow, they do give me a few fruits, but I maybe have a big plant that will take, like here. See, I would have two plants in there, and I would probably have 5 or 6 chilies out of that are ripened and usable. So I decided that I'm not gonna do chilies anymore. It doesn't like me anymore. My stomach is just really struggling with chilies these days. So every so often I can get some from friends that grow chili elsewhere. It's absolutely fine. I still get my fix of chilies, but I would much rather do some sweet pepper because we use them a lot in the kitchen. So I'm not going for big bell pepper this year because again this season is too short for this. Obviously, I'm doing popti, which are small-ish bell pepper, so like a small version of a bell pepper. I'm hoping that this will allow me to have almost fully ripened fruits by the end of the season. That's also the reason why I've started them quite early. Red cherry, on the other hand, well, it's red and the size of a cherry, so it's very small, like marble size. Um, and you can actually just use them really like straight away. You don't want to cut them; they're really small. So I'm quite excited to try those ones. Apparently, they're really quick to ripen since they're so small. So that's going to be the test for this year. Hopefully, it works and we actually get some decent pepper to use this year. And the other one I'm doing is Tangerine Dream. So Tangerine Dream, again, same thing. They're meant to ripen a lot quicker. They're not as big. They're more like this long pepper, but not the full size of the long pepper. They're fairly small long pepper. They're like a chunky chili size pepper, and they're orange. Obviously, Tangerine Dream, which I'm hoping, from what I read, they should ripen or have more of a chance to to ripen completely before I harvest them or before the season finishes. So that's what I'm doing today. Let's get the medium prepared and let's get that sown. So there's one last job that we need to do, and I will try to carefully pull out. There we go. The pepper, which as you can see are recovering. So we had this one and this one. This one doesn't seem to be recovering, and this one definitely is not growing. So it's absolutely fine. But otherwise, they're recovering quite nicely. Now that they are growing to that point, I'm going to use some broken eggshells um, just to protect them a bit from slugs, although it's still a bit early in the season for the slugs. They'll be in the greenhouse in no time, so I quite like doing this. I keep all my eggshells, I wash them, I break them up, and I keep them to do that kind of thing, and I can just sprinkle this around. And slugs do not like the feeling, so I've had pretty good results doing this. Obviously, as the plant gets bigger, if the leaves are accessible from outside, they will be accessing, but as a general rule, it does the job quite nicely, just like that. It's obviously byproduct anyway, it's just saves a bit of wasting. I'll just sprinkle some in here, not that there's anything growing in there, but save them wanting to come in there. So that's us. Last job done. And get the lights back as close as I can. Just before I close this vlog, I just wanted to show you one last thing. I got actually really excited when I came in the greenhouse today. I've just realized the first sign of life of the goji berry. It's very, very small. Genuinely, yesterday evening, there was nothing at all whatsoever. Can you see this? Yeah, just a couple of small leaves. There's literally just two of them, like one in each of those pots. Nothing in the other two pots. And nothing, because I sprinkled this with, I don't know, maybe a dozen seeds in each of the trays, each of the pots, sorry. So will take a wee while to come through, but I'm actually quite excited because it's only been about a month since those were sown, I think. I've just double checked the sowing log actually, and it's not even been a month. It's been 3.5 weeks roughly. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It usually take 5 to 6 weeks before they really start showing up, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, they are doing quite well. Fairly short vlog this time. Obviously, was that cold or that flu. I've not been able to do as much as I would have wanted to do. So it's bit annoying, but at least I got things done. As you've probably noticed, I've also got vermiculite. I finally managed to, well, not managed. I finally remembered to order the vermiculite. So I've done uh, my sowing mix here with the vermiculite and my sowing compost. So I've usually clear the place. I like to tidy and brush everything, but I will leave everything there because realistically in a day or two I will be back here and continuing the sewing. So I'll leave that there just now, and get back to it in a couple of days. Thank you very much for joining today. I hope you enjoyed yourself despite the lack of content this week. Obviously, now that I'm on the mend, I'm hoping that the content will be a lot better next week. I hope to see you in the next episode, and in the meantime, take care of yourself. Bye.